You want to be a great leader? Stop talking and start listening. Listen to understand, not to respond. This is an extremely important leadership skill that is often overlooked and misunderstood. In recent years, I found this to be my #1 bullshit meter for whether leaders have real experience or are just a lot of talk. I found that true leaders, the leaders that I admire and have looked up to, listen. They ask insightful, observant questions to get to the heart of the problem and help others uncover the ideal solution. And most important, they make people feel heard. Hi, my name is Ian. I have over 15 years of leadership experience as a supervisor, manager, senior manager, supporting 5 teams of 80 college-educated employees performing complex work. Working for a large, established organization that valued progressive, innovative leadership, I was afforded the opportunity to work with and observe many different leadership styles from some truly outstanding leaders. With those amazing leaders that everyone expected and revered, I was really curious about what made them so prominent and special. I looked for every opportunity I could get to work with and observe these unique leaders, and the one common behavior I noticed from all of them was when they interacted with others, they would listen. Listen to others to understand. Understand the problem, the idea, the situation, the story. The difference is most people listen to respond. They are thinking about their reply, their rebuttal, their argument. Leaders are especially guilty of this. They feel the need to have all the answers and respond with some expert authority. Now, in an emergency, escalated situation, quick, clear answers are needed, but most situations don't call for that. Those amazing leaders everyone loved were often very comfortable saying they don't have the answers, they don't know. Let's find out together. Tell me more. Again, they would listen to understand, not respond. Taking that a step further, they would acknowledge the speaker and validate them to ensure they felt heard. Wow, that sounds challenging. I understand that's a problem. Making employees, peers, people feel heard is really what made people love their leadership. I'll be honest, this took me a while to figure out, understand, and implement. I recall early in my leadership career talking endlessly and feeling the need to have all the answers. Now, I do enjoy brainstorming out loud, and I think there is a place for that, but I've worked hard over the years to practice brevity and listen. Also over the years, I've attended many leadership groups, symposiums, trainings, and whatnot. I've seen plenty of these leaders who talk over everyone and keep spewing their wisdom juice. Thank God for that guy who talked over everyone during the entire meeting, telling us all what we should do. Seriously, if you're that guy, most likely no one is implementing all your imparted wisdom. They've decided they don't want to work with you because you'll never listen to them. People want to be heard. Best thing you can do as a leader is shut up and listen. Experienced, astute leaders know this. Again, listen to understand, not to respond. Stick around because I have an excellent story that illustrates the importance of listening. But first, if you're getting value out of this video, please consider subscribing to my channel and giving this video a like. Story time. So it's important to listen as a leader. I'll add, it's important to listen to people who are actually close to the problem. Employees who actually have experience with whatever you're trying to solve or improve. That's those frontline staff, the supervisors, team leads, coaches, quality analysts who directly support them. So I was a supervisor at a nonprofit cancer organization supporting a team of cancer information specialists whose job it was to deliver complex cancer information. As the center expanded, we continued to notice a decline in the accuracy and comprehension of our staff's cancer information delivery to constituents. The length of time and onboarding for training had actually increased as well. Our ability to evaluate and coach staff performance in this area. The issue was rather a mystery and a major concern for our executive leadership. Our executives flew a large group of experts and leaders in oncology, social sciences, adult learning from all over. I'm talking important places like the National Cancer Institute, which is part of the National Institute of Health. They also included 2 supervisors who supported these staff, myself and another, both of us being vocal about the problem and the solution. That's a panel of over 20 people, most of whom are established experts in their fields with extensive education and resumes, and only 2 who are actually close to the problem. The meeting was planned for a full day from 9 to 5. It was filled with experts talking over the other, theorizing about solutions and sharing their intricate process to find success in their work. The pontificating was so thick, it was actually rather amusing to me. I did make several attempts to chime in, but the competition for airspace from these experts was fierce. I was rather perplexed that none of these really smart people didn't care to hear from those who were actually closest to the problem. This high-priced scholarly group seemed more interested in sharing their brilliance than finding a solution. Finally, by mid-afternoon, after hours of raising my hand and trying to interject, my colleague and I were given the opportunity to contribute. We explained the problem was our staff's responsibilities and work continued to expand beyond their original role. They not only had to deliver complex cancer information, but help patients navigate complex challenges with finances, insurance, housing, support, help with complex event and donation questions, help constituents through an ever-expanding smoking cessation intake process as we acquired more and more contracts. The scope of our staff's work was light years beyond comparison with the National Cancer Institute staff. Because our executive leadership continued to increase their responsibilities, our staff had become jack of all trades, master of none. The root of the problem that had been shared from the beginning by our staff and supervisors had now become clear to the panel of experts and was starting to sink in with our executive leadership. Point is, listen. And don't just listen to the experts. Listen to those closest to the problem. Listen to understand. Once you understand the problem, you can start to uncover solutions. If you're interested in expanding your leadership skills, I'm available for coaching and training. Please connect with me. Yo, you got this.